Alright, so this video talking about MEPS. Like I said in my last video, it sucked. I mean, it just sucks the life out of you, literally. I woke up early, like it had to be about 4 or 5 o'clock. My recruiter has someone come pick me up from my house, and take me to the MEP station in New York. And get there. Now, when I get there, it's still dark out, still a little bit cold out, and I have to wait in line. It's a bunch of people lined up. Never seen this before. I've never been to Met, so I've never seen this before. And you hear a guy come out and talk about, where we have to go and blah 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 blah, whatever. Get in, get the check in, put all our stuff in this bin, put this in this back room, and because I went to MEPS already to take an exam for the Marine Corps, which was a completely different process. My information was already in the system, so I just had put my thumb on a fingerprint scanner, got all my files, and they gave me this paperwork, and went up to this room and waited for about 20 minutes. Literally, just for no reason, it was just sitting there for like 20 minutes. Then finally, I was able to go in and got my blood pressure done, got my hearing done, and my vision done, all relatively quickly. I would say I got all three of those things done in about an hour and a half, give or take a couple of minutes, and then literally was waiting for like 2 hours before the next event or whatever. Within those 2 hours, we had a briefing, which I thought was the most ridiculous and almost. I understand why they did it, but I was like, why can I just skip this? I mean, I know some people, most of these people here, are just out of high school kids and probably really don't have any common sense. But just to cover their butts, for the military to cover their butts, they have to do this briefing about the MEPS procedures and whatnot. So that was about an hour. And I've watched videos before about people's experience at MEPS, and they say don't use the bathroom in the morning, hold it because you have to use it for the urine test, and if you can't pee, you just have to wait and wait and wait. So I didn't want that to happen. So I'm sitting here for the briefing, and midway through, I'm like, yo, I have to go to the bathroom. It's me and a couple other guys. It's like, yo, I have to go. So the guy I was doing the briefing was pretty cool about it, and he was like, so go ahead, you'll just take your urine test now, or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we go with this guy, get a cup, go to the bathroom, and he watches us pee. So like there was three of us there, and then this one guy watching us, pee in a cup. So did that. I'm like relieved. I got one more thing off the list, whatever. After that, I had to go back to the briefing. Initial and sign this paper. Make sure I agree to this. Da 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 da. I read this. I agree. Yeah, sign, sign, sign. And then after that, was waiting again for like maybe 30 minutes. No, maybe not 30 minutes, maybe like 20 minutes. Before I can go take give my blood for the blood test or whatever. That went by pretty smoothly. Then after the blood test was the physical examination, which exactly what other people are saying it is. Strip down to your underwear. And this part was just the weirdest part because I get there, like, strip down. They weigh you. They get your height and weigh you, and you wait until the doctor calls you over to do the personal and private physical checkup or whatever. So here we are sitting in this big room. They have this window open, and it's cold. This is still March in North Jersey, New York. Still March. It's freezing, so they have this window open. And we're sitting in this room, no heat on, in our underwear, freezing. So finally, maybe after about 25, 30 minutes, I get called over by the doctor. and they have two doctors there, so it was kind of odd. I could imagine if it was just one doctor, how awful it would be. So they had two doctors, so I'll go over. There's the usual physical exam. Check your eyes, mouth, they go in your ear. They question every mark on my body, like every single thing. Even like stretch marks from weightlifting or whatever. Like they, you know, do all of that. Do cough, spreadsheets, and that's it. Like it's real quick. Then back to this big room that everyone else was at. Still in our underwear. We can't get dressed because we have to do like the motions or whatever. Um, put your arms in a circle and squat and duck walk and all that good stuff. And that took the longest because after my physical exam, I had to wait like another 40 minutes, and it was awkward, but it wasn't as awkward as I thought it was gonna be. It was just guys just sitting there talking in the underwear, like, yeah. So nice weather we're having, huh? Right? So, but it was pretty chill. Like the army guys were there in the room, I guess like monitoring and chaperoning or whatever, and just had to wait for the doctor to come, and there was enough of us there so he can do the exam, which is a lot of people, so he can just get it all out the way just real quick in one shot or whatever. So after that was done, um, I finally had to go downstairs and basically just wait for my recruiter to get back. I texted him. Um, I couldn't actually text him, but I snuck and texted him. But I'm done. Whatever. So it took about like another hour and a half for him to come get me, and by this time this was like 2 o'clock. Like, it's the longest day ever, and I have to take the drive back home. And but I would say this, so I can say anything. Just hurry up and go. When it comes to MEPS, do everything as fast as you possibly can. Like, just get it done. Don't lollygag to the next station. You got one thing done, power walk to the next spot. Get that done, power walk to the next spot. Just go, go, go. Better than just waiting online or walking gingerly, to the next spot, and now it's like 4 or 5 people in front of you. But I think at every station, I think I was either the first, second, or third person there, um, which actually what made it better. So definitely do that if because it's gonna suck. I mean, I felt bad for a couple of guys I met there. One guy had his physical and his test done. He was enlisting, but he was in the Navy, so he was sitting together, and he was just there to pick a job. And he got there the same time I did, and he didn't get to pick his job till like 1:30 in the afternoon. So that whole day, he was just sitting there waiting for the time to pick his job, which sucked. Like I can't imagine sitting through that, man. It's terrible, terrible. But yeah, that was my MEPS experience. And again, got any questions? Comment down below. Subscribe. Again, I'm thinking about putting up the video about my process with the Marine Corps. Maybe that might help someone. I haven't made up my mind yet about that. But if you do want to hear about it, you want to know something about it, let me know, and I'll possibly might put that up. All right, peace.